Okay, greetings and welcome to my Sunday, 29th of May 2022 live stream. This is our indulgence into the world of ridiculous mainstream fakery, and, well, I'll let you be the judge of it yourself. Tonight, the main subject, the title of tonight's stream is They Want Your Privacy. We just watched a video from Jeffersonian Girl in the pre-show. If you're watching this after after the stream, as a pre-recorded episode, then you won't have seen it because it would have been trimmed off, but the video is touching on the incident that took place in a elementary school in the United States. Another one of them. I'm not going to look at it, but not tonight at least, certainly not. But they're coming thick and fast at the moment. You can be sure that in 5 years' time, they'll be bringing it up again because it'll be the 5th year anniversary. Just like we had last Sunday with the 5th year anniversary of the MEN Arena, and it was shown everywhere. And what I believe is the situation. Start with, for example, last week I was letting you guys know that that 153 News had just been taken down. They had gone down for a little bit, and then they came up on a different website address, .2 instead of .net. Well, fortunately, they're now back on .net. Although I will still say, if you want to sponsor, if you want to support censor-free content, then please go out, check out 153news.2 or .net, and if you're in a position to keep them streaming, keep them going, and giving you content creators an opportunity to upload their work without fear of it being taken down for one reason or another. Yeah, check out 153 News. They're worth having a look at. But fortunately, they're still going after their little emergency. The reason I bring them up is, again, the week before last, we looked at the Buffalo incident, and one thing that 153 News had was the original footage, and it got them taken down, along with a white supremacy website. This is going on what Jason, the owner of 153 News, has been sharing with people. Apparently a couple of websites were taken down, presumably as a direct response to the incident. It happened back when something went down in Christchurch. Anyone that was found with the original footage of the gunman going around the mosque or synagogue or whatever place it was, then their channels were gone like that. I think I touched upon this last week. It's and if you hear some of the things in some of the guys Jason's videos, he talks about Penny Losner, a character who was involved in something that happened in a lovely place called Sandy Hook. A lovely place called Newtown. Again, back in, I want to say 2012, 2011 possibly. Well, anyone that happened to have a image of his child had their channel instantly hit with a copyright strike. Somehow he was able to find all these images. So, as much as, let me just show my desktop a minute. And something I saw on Twitter. Where are we? It is Kamala Harris demands a ban on all assault weapons. Now, I talked about this in the pre-show, but that I did earlier on about 7:30, but I haven't kept that video up. Apparently, they have no place in civil society. 333 Desperita. I'm not sure what their comment was. Can I translate that? Should be able to. I can on my phone, but I got no idea what. Let's see. He's making a comment about Camilla saying this about assault rifles. Personally, I don't believe. Do we have to give away weapons like in the Ukraine? Is that what they had to do? I'm not sure. Being in the United Kingdom, we don't have weapons in the same way. I mean, some people might own a gun. I mean, air rifles, low-powered things, BBs and whatnot are purchasable, but nothing like can be purchased in other parts of the world. So I'm not. So any incident that happens in this country, such as Dunblane, well, isn't necessarily about gun control because they've already taken our guns away. We never had them. In my living memory, owning a gun, it just isn't part of life in where I am. So I can't have too much of an opinion on gun control, but I do not think that's the only reason they're doing it. Let's see what Camilla says then.
I will say, as I've said countless
These are
times,
people absolutely furious at the incident that happened in this elementary school, which Jeffersonian Girls video was referencing. I haven't looked at the story, so I don't know, but I know enough. Just
on the issue of gun violence, I will say, as I've said countless times, we are not sitting around.
She wants us to believe that her rage takes her off script and she suddenly decides she is going to choose her own words. Hang on, I just want to check that the audio from Twitter sounds alright a minute. Yeah, that's listenable. She wants us to believe that she's so enraged by what she's seeing happen all over the world, and she believes it, of course, that she's going to go off script. She's not going to say what her controllers have told her to say. That's all part of the act, of course. This speech here is scripted completely by an actor who, right, okay.
Waiting to figure out what the solution looks like. We're not looking for a vaccine. We know what works on this. It includes, let's have an assault weapons ban. You know what an assault weapon is? You know how an assault weapon was designed? It was designed for a specific purpose.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Kill a lot of human beings.
Right, I personally think they'll sell you these weapons until the cows come home. As I said in the pre-show, if they want to take away your weapons, they don't necessarily have to take the guns away. Keep selling you the top price guns. Just make the ammunition impossible to buy. Without the ammunition, then these guns are worthless. So yeah, who knows? Who's to say? I mean, could you make your own ammunition? I'm sure it's heavily controlled in the United States. You start making bullets, I guess you get considered a terrorist. But as I say, not part of my world because I'm not in a place where people have many guns. But perhaps, I mean, I do remember after Dunblane, people were handing in knives and stuff. Was that Dunblane or was that something else? I can't remember. I'm sure they had something where the people of Dunblane chucked all their weapons into a big bin. I don't know. I can't remember. So it happens. Anyway, no, that for me isn't the main purpose of them carrying out these events. I've been contacted in my comments by the other YouTuber, Robbo Max, and he's showed a bit of information about what we were talking about last week. Martin Het. In fact, before we start with this, we haven't done housekeeping yet, where I just say thanks to my supporter Linda Mack and whatnot. Before we move on to this other subject, I think I'm gonna just flash. No, I'll just say my thanks to my supporter over on Patreon, Linda Mack, and I will be sharing information where you can support me also if you wish to. It's in the video description. Anyway, back on this. Manchester Arena bomb victim's dad says he was badly failed by the MI5. This touches in with another story as well tonight. Yeah, this was thanks to Robbo for sharing this information with me. When was it? It's not actually that recent. 11th of April. Paul Het, the father whose son was killed in the attack, said he was badly failed by MI5. Martin Het was among the 22 who were sliced by when a BD detonated. Basically, when someone a BD went into the arena and plugged in a pressure cooker. Can you believe he would have got away with doing that? At the end of the concert, his father, Paul Het, said he can't understand why he was not classed as a person of interest. What is this thing, a person of interest? By the security services prior to the attack, the government said it would not be appropriate to comment. So Mr. Het is saying the only solution to this is, why aren't we able to label certain people based on their maybe, outlook on life as people of interest? And it all comes down to us, what would you sacrifice? Last week, have I still got the video ready to play? I'm not sure. Last week I showed you a clip from Coronation Street. Actually, I do have it lined up somewhere. And it was Gail, Gail and Eileen, and they were both saying, oh, it could have been you, it could have been you. Oh, it could be any one of us. They want us to believe that this is a very real threat, and we should all be absolutely terrified that if we don't agree with Paul Het, then it could be one of us. MI5 badly failed him. What do you think that actually means? Perhaps MI5 didn't pay him off the last instalment that they told him by taking part in this you would receive. He said it could and should have been prevented, and we just can't get over that. Why was he not a person of interest? Because he had at least 8 known terrorist contacts. Are they suggesting government should be made aware of whose contacts we've got on our phone? It's certainly very easily doable at the moment with smartphones being what they are. Google, Apple, Microsoft, whoever else, all collect this info on us. Usually that's even known just for the sake of convenience, so you don't have to transfer all your contacts from the old phone onto the new one. Upload them all onto Google and transfer them onto your next phone, piece of piece. So why aren't the government having a little look at who are in these contacts, perhaps? Ultimately, the solution to stop a tragedy such as this, where Martin Het, how many fakes can we name? Safi Russo. Let's see. Someone mentioned one of these is Chloe and one of these is someone else. This is meant to be Chloe. I can't think of all the rest of the names, but their fate could have been prevented if only the government had known what contacts Salman Abedi had on his phone. Life would have been sorted. Right. So yeah, Robbo Max, thank you for sharing such information. If anyone wants to say hello in the live chat, it's always good to know who's listening. If anyone is, of course, so I haven't checked my numbers. Let me see. So yeah, Camilla Harris. Yeah, and as I said, I hope you got the gist of what I was suggesting. That when I see my screen isn't particularly well lined up. Yeah, as much as anything, they can make these events. They're multi-layered, at least. They're multi-layered. There's no way they're just using them as an excuse to make up laws to take someone's gun. I mean, this constantly, all I see on Twitter is this rubbish. An NRA protester screams as he runs out of breath, violently shaking, overcome with passion. An actor, it's got to be an actor. Well, hang on.
Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
This man would shout just as passionately about anything. I mean, what's he even saying? That sign could be holding anything. It could be holding a plaque saying, "Enough is enough. We need to start eating your children," which is another story that has come from these oddballs. That's what it reminds me of, where you've got that woman standing up in front of the US, I don't know what she is, governor, demon, some sort of entity. I want to say, I thought she was Camilla, but she's not Camilla Harris. It's some other American person. And someone stands up and says, "Oh, to prevent climate change, we've got to start eating babies." Absolute lunatics, a lot of them. And it's exactly the same person I see just there. Linda Mack, greetings. Good to see you in the live chat. Thanks for joining us tonight. I don't know if you guys have heard any stories lately that you want us to look at. As I said, I'm starting a bit early tonight because I need to finish a bit early. I won't be able to go. Yeah, I'm going to have to at least be thinking or saying my goodbyes by 10:30 tonight. And then I ramble on for 5-10 minutes at the most, and then it'll be a finish tonight. Unless anything changes in the meantime and I get another interruption, and then I will jump over to my... hopefully I won't get an interruption, but we'll see. If it happens, then... yeah, so I think we may need just a bit more passion, I'm guessing, yeah? Crazy. Yeah, another subject I was going to look at tonight. I saw this one. Carrie Johnson held second law-breaking party in a number 10 flat. I was speaking to a guy earlier. Not earlier, it was earlier in the week actually. It was last week sometime. He is a self-employed hairdresser, and he was saying that he is up in court on Monday. The reason is because back when, just after if you remember all the way back in 2020, wasn't that long ago, but maybe it seems it, which is when this is actually probably the time they're referring to. Yeah, look, there we go, June 19th, 2020. Just after that, after they started allowing hairdressers to start cutting people's hair again, I think it was late 2020 it was, probably about October, November. Yeah, because then we went into a second lockdown in October, so end of October, start of November, anyway. And he was cutting hair and he didn't have a mask on. And someone came in, a marshal, and fined him for not wearing one because he said he didn't have a lanyard on. Anyway, his case is only just coming up in court tomorrow. Not quite the same thing as what they're... As far as I'm concerned, these stories are all 100% scripted. Anytime it's Boris or Carrie Johnson, yeah, completely scripted, all of it. Let's just see, what is the actual suggestions? They're saying she was in a flat with several friends on the evening of his 56th birthday, and that the PM went up to the flat. At the time, indoor events of 2 or more people were banned, except for work purposes. The event would have occurred just a few hours after Mr. Johnson came, etc., etc. Obviously, they want to annoy the spit out of you. They want to PU people off badly with these sorts of stories. Because a lot of people did take it seriously. A lot of people refused to see family members. Probably missed out on spending the last few months of their life with family members. I know people who I didn't get to see. And in that time, well, basically they didn't make it out the other side of it, unfortunately. And that was nothing to do with a cold, as it were. But still, a lot of people they put their lives, their trust into the hands and the words of these people. And now the official narrative is that, well, they weren't even following them anyway. They were just making some announcement. whether they did or not, whether they got real fines. I find it interesting that these outcomes coincide, or they set a precedent for people who are actually going into court at this time of year facing fines for flouting rules, the same as Boris. The message they seem to be suggesting is that they will, even the Prime Minister's got to pay his fines, so don't think that you're going to come to court and get away with not paying your fine when you challenge, or when in the case of this hairdresser, when he challenges his reason for not having the fine that they gave him for not having his mask on at a certain time. Apparently it was a marshal, and the guy told me that he swore at him and told him to get lost, and so he hit him with a few £1,000 fine. He has since been diagnosed with a breathing issue, but they said he didn't have a lanyard on, and he's arguing, well, lanyards were never a requirement. You know, he's gone onto the government website and shown, just as I've gone onto the website and, well, the part where they say it's not a requirement to wear a lanyard, it's certainly not a requirement to be tested, all voluntary. So that's not a reason for fining someone. Yeah, so I believe that these stories, the reason we're hearing so much about Boris Johnson, let's see what happens when we just search Boris. What comes up? I'm guessing did he resign recently? I'm not actually sure. I thought I heard something along those lines. What happened there? I guess our computer's deciding it needs to freeze. Yeah, wouldn't you be hacked off though if you had listened to everything these people said? Only to find, I mean, that, as far as I'm concerned, is a deliberate part of the story. But who knows? Hang on, I just want to check that I haven't left my audio on a second. Yeah, I do hope anyone would let me know if there was any prolonged moments of silence like we had last week, which was my 2-minute silent respectfulness to the passing of my cat. Right, news. Let's see what. Am I right? He's resigned. I'm not actually sure. I'm with the gays. How new revelations of Carrie Johnson gathering on Boris's birthday may derail his premiership. Okay, so the story I heard that he'd resigned obviously can't be true. Okay, going back to imperial measurements to mark the Queen's Jubilee. We'll see. Okay, that's the world of Boris Johnson, of course. Right. As I say, if you guys have got any subjects you want us to look at, I would be be interested to see them. I've seen a couple of links to stories which tie in with some previous videos that I made. Right, let me check that's lined up properly. Yeah, this is going on to my belief in actors being basically not so much as the same person plays two parts, more that the two parts can be played by the same actor, I would say. I'm not just saying there's only one actor that plays the same people. Anyway, right, what this is, let me find the original story. Anthony Cotton. Yeah, this right, where is it? Okay. Anthony Cotton. Yeah, this news article is a blatant publicity a big push for all these social media, social networks involved, making sure they promote all the oh, come on, we're getting there. Right, apparently Coronation Street star Anthony Cotton, he's the one that plays the gay pub guy, barman, took to social media with a beautiful tribute to his co-star Sally Dinever, someone I compared to another actress, the one who plays Debbie Webster, and she celebrated her birthday in the interview, so couldn't help but share some kind words about his friend as he marked turning another year. I want the pictures, but unfortunately this website, is... Yeah, I'm trying to get the original website. Let's see. Where are we? Right. Yeah, I saw another one also sounding very similar to something I'd already said, like literally not very long ago. Just wait for this one to these links to open 1 second. Start with ITV Coronation Street. Alan Halsall distracts fans as he shares snap with lookalike family members. It's interesting that they've done a story about him having a lookalike. Once his page finally loads. Again, another promotion to their website, to their social media accounts, of course. The person I compared this guy to, Alan Halsall, was the Emmerdale actor. I can't even remember his name. I think it was Aaron Dingle or something. Right, why isn't this page loading? Goodness me, you people are very quiet in the live chat tonight. Yeah, but never mind. We'll keep going. I appreciate you tuning in, of course. I know some of you watch on like TVs. So, yeah, thanks for choosing me and my weekly indulgence into this madness and the deception. Come on, why isn't the page loading? Or the picture loading, I should say. Right, have we finally loaded up? No, we haven't. What on earth? Maybe I'll go straight to the... Right, yeah, we're having some issues with the loading. Let me Let me try and speed things up a little bit. Okay, yeah, so apparently these social networks, I want to get this picture up. It's really annoying me that it won't load because you've got to hear what they say. Right, let me try and zoom in a little bit on it. Oh, there we go, finally loaded. This is the picture we're presented with, supposedly, of Alan Housel with his brother and mother. And they make kind of quite an interesting point. I mean, let's just have a close look at some of these faces, alright? And ask, is there any reason we should be a bit like, WTF is going on here? A couple of things. Have a look at that pic. Right, just waiting for my close-up to start working. Got to give the computer a bit of time, of course. Oh. One thing, look at those hands. Is it just me, or do they look like massively out of proportion? I know, almost like they've got the perspective wrong. And yet, it's a strange, is it depth of field, would you call it? It's like you're looking at a two-dimensional image. There's no depth to the photograph, as it were, except when it comes to her hand, and then it's massively exaggerated. I would be very curious to see the EXIF data on these sorts of pictures. Of course, you never get it though, unfortunately. Apparently, all the eyes look the same, and that is what. And this is meant to be his brother, who has he has a striking resemblance. Of course, what they could do is maybe none of these people were ever in that room together at the same time. Maybe they've just overlaid 3 people onto one image and made it look like they're all sat together. Who knows? Something about the... Hang on, let's see. This is comparing Tyrone's eyes to his mother. Bear with us while it loads up. Yeah, we haven't got there yet, but... Right, hang on. This is what some of my the videos I did. I called them actor shortages. About, is there an actor shortage? Is that why they keep using the same character, the same person, over and over? But perhaps that isn't what's actually going on. Who knows? Finally. I don't actually know. The only one area of the brother that I'm interested in is this one. Let's see. I'm not sure. I mean, it's very blocky, which of course you'd expect, but I don't know. It looks kind of straight lines. The teeth look a bit off on that one. who knows? Yeah. Anyway, Coronation Street star Alan Houser was flooded with comments after he shared a sweet snap of his rarely seen family members. While the actor was pretty much grown up on screen, having played Tyrone Dobbs for the best part of 24 years, he doesn't often show off his loved ones. But what happens when they do? Over the weekend, Walkden spent some quality time with his mum and brother, and the trio heading out to San Carlo in Manchester. Alan, mum Michelle and brother Steve all dined out on Italian cuisine and explained it was a belated Mother's Day treat. The mum and two sons smiled for the cameras. Go away. Right. Family really is everything. And they promote someone's account, of course. So he gets a plug in for a particular restaurant. Ryan Thomas, I could tell you a story about this guy. I think he's in that other story. Has it finally started loading up yet? Yeah, this guy, Ryan Thomas, with Sally Dinever. Look at that chin. This woman is nothing short of bizarre looking. It's one of those people, a lot of people love her because she plays Sally Metcalf, a fictional character who a lot of people love, so immediately they assume they love the actor that plays them. And they believe they know stuff about these people, like their real life. They know that the Sally Dinever, as they call her, is not what they present. I mean, this ear always scares the heck out of me. And it goes totally unnoticed. This person has had an operation or something to remove that part of their ear. And the other ones are absolutely messed up. And also, what I wonder, and it's a horrible thought, you think of a gentleman who wants to look more feminine, one of the treatments, I guarantee you they'll offer them, is they'll say, well, you've got big flappy ears like a man. Women don't have big ears like that. Why don't we do some treatment on you? And this was the outcome. Sally Dinever. Probably wouldn't have got the part without it, though. Nothing, maybe the actual person is a lovely human being. Couldn't really comment. But it's so strange, right? This is Abby, another person who, oh my goodness, look at these people. These are the actors from Coronation Street. Ellie Leach. Ever since they've been in it, all that's been in my head is that's a boy, basically, in a wig. It looks so bizarre. And this is another one, Abby, and what one video I would have done in act short. I don't think I did it, did I? No, I did Sally and Kirk. But if I was to do, I was going to compare this person. I will still do it. I never got round to finishing the series, but I will finish it at some point. Act short it's called. Susan Byrne, greetings. Thanks for saying hello in the live chat. I had to start a bit earlier tonight because I will be finishing a bit earlier, just to let you know. Oh my goodness, look at these people. There's Sally Dinever again. Do you think that's a play on name? Dinever. Floors fans with off-screen look as she cozies up to co-star. I can't remember who it was. It may have been Susan, or so one of you wonderful people sent me a link to a story about how actors, two of them, they look so alike. And it's a mother playing, and a mother and daughter, and how well they've matched them up. But yeah, if you compare their social media pictures to the characters in the actual soap. You would never, I mean, is it just me or is that clearly a wig this person's wearing? Who knows? Oh, of course. Yeah, this person, an exact replica for another Coronation Street actor, character. Weirdly, the characters and the actors all look identical. I've said this before. It's as if they don't even need makeup departments. Right, what are we looking at? Toya Battersby. This person, they're absolute dead ringers for each other. You may not particularly see it immediately, but yeah, the resemblance is so stark. Anyway, Coronation Street star Sally Carmel looked completely different to her on-screen character. She made her appearance on a different TV show. That actually sounding surprised that this person could look different from their character. Apparently that is newsworthy. Well, they don't really. You've just given them a slightly different hairstyle and put glasses on them. Other than that, they're exactly the same. You would have us believe they've got... Wow, look at that nose. Is it just me or is that the most plastic looking nose I've ever seen? It's almost like, have you ever seen those joke glasses where they put like a nose on them? I quite often see people on TV and on the internet particularly actually, and think it's just the same thing. It's just a joke pair of glasses with a plastic nose on top of it. I don't know. Perhaps the nose isn't part of the glasses, but it is what that image reminds me of. Yeah, I'm confident these people have easily got like prosthetics on their face to make them look different. Look at Toya Battersby. They do use very similar noses though. Remember that sort of squashed up nose? It's very similar on here. And also the face shape, there's kind of a length to it, and then hang on, we'll get a screenshot of this one. Let's see. Oh, what happened there? Right, this is a more up-to-date picture. You can sort of see she has got the same, although they've made it a bit longer, it is the same sort of nose, to be honest with you. At the crazy world of television. But most people wouldn't have it. They would not accept that the characters they're seeing on right, where's our image that we want? Oh, I think I'm done with that one. That's Tyrone's mother, of course. Right, 20 past 10, nearly 20 past 10. I've probably got another 10, 15, 20 minutes at the very most tonight, and then I'm going to have to finish. Slightly different angles, but as far as I'm concerned, Yeah, very similar. Anyway, yeah, where are we with Anthony Cotton sharing all these different happy birthday to at Sally Dinever. I'm guessing this is on Instagram maybe. Let's see. Took to social media. Was accepted her birthday. The actress paid for Sally. Couldn't help but share some kind words. They don't say which social network. I don't think. Let's see. At Sally Dinever. We'll have a look at that on Twitter, just to see what we come up with. Otherwise, it would have to be Instagram, I'm guessing. I have heard actually the guy that plays Sean in Coronation Street, Anthony Cotton, apparently is really unpleasant. That was just a story I heard, very rude to people. But having never met him, I couldn't comment. Okay. Sally Dinever, does it come up? Yes, it does. Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay. Let's see. I think I have one more subject I was going to look at tonight. No one suggested anything in the live chat this evening, which is a bit unusual. But I don't blame you. No reason why. Right, okay. This horrible story. Again, one more thing I wanted to look at. And it's another horrible one. But what do we always get in every one of these stories that we're going to look at tonight? In every... I'll wait for it to load up a minute. I tell you what, before we do cover that story, I might just take a couple of minutes about an urgent search. I'm not sure what the outcome of it is. Obviously a horrible story, 2 children going missing, beyond disgusting, but and you know, in the event of it genuinely really happening, as I'm, perhaps it does, of course it does, like I'm sure kids go missing all the time, of course, never are they made a big deal of in the way this one is. Let's see, this is Chronicle Live. Edin Lewis. Okay, it is only a local newspaper, so if you had a child go missing, would you not give the press, would you not get find these kids and use like the best pictures you possibly can, rather than 2 crap images that look like they've just been photographed straight off a computer? If you're the one printing the newspaper, whoever this is that made this article, Chronicle Live, if you're one of the people that make it and you've got time to take a photo of a computer screen, because that is what these 2 images are, would you would you not actually go to the trouble of copying the images directly off the screen, off the computer or wherever it was? Why would you take a picture off a computer screen? I don't know. It just seems very odd that this was the best they could get when they were appealing for help to find these 2 missing kids. Why they used the crappiest images you could ever get. What is it I always say about the images? It's the air. If we look at the descriptions, yeah, they always mess the ears up, just like on Sally Die Never, just like on all these people, the ears are always messed up. Who was that other one? Katie Ruff, the ears were absolutely messed up. Worst picture, worst Photoshop. Anyway, what's the case with one of these two girls? Firstly, they say one is olive skin tone. That means they are Asian, as far as I'm concerned. Neither of these two are olive, what you would consider Asian, in my opinion, unless the colour's really messed up. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if it's, yeah. Let's just see. Here we go. Has a distinctive bone growth on her left ear, meaning one of her ears is messed up. And what do we always get with these pictures? We can't see Toya Battersby's ears, but okay, there's one of them. They've always got weird, strange, unusual ears. Hang on, here we go. Just look at this ear. Have you ever seen such a thing? Honestly. That is the one thing the Coronation Street makeup department probably don't get right, is the ears. Overall their facial, their makeup and whatnot is great, but come on. What's going on there? What have they done with their freaking earlobe? Very odd. Who knows? Right, let's say, obviously, we've looked at this picture. Whenever I think of children with unusual ears, of course I search for the blatantly obvious computer-generated image of Katie. We didn't have time to do it properly, so we've just given you a rough copy. Katie Ruff, that is this image here. Distinctive bone growth in the left ear, did they say? This child has distinctive bone growth in their left ear. What is it with left ears and distinctive bone growths in children in unfortunate situations? WTF is going on there? It's a crazy world. Again, her hair looks nothing like it in this picture, in the one in which she's sticking her tongue out and mocking you. That distinctive bone growth is nowhere to be seen. But anyway, yeah, so... And again, that image, which they put on the front of the newspaper to illustrate this story, was clearly taken off of a computer screen. Same as with the urgent search for 2 8-year-olds, where the story was so urgent that they would rather just take a picture of a computer screen and send it directly, even to the point where the images are warped and this person's face isn't even lined up properly. Surely that is a warped image, taken warped because it's on a... But again, go to depth of field. This is a 2-dimensional image, and the picture, like a computer TV screen, and the picture's being shot at not 100% like parallel angle. This one they've done a bit better with, and the reason it's always pictures of computer screens is because when you inspect an image which has been like CGI'd, and you can mess around with the hue and the colours and the levels, and quite often you can bring out the obvious fakeries. That is why they don't risk it and they just take the picture straight off a computer screen. They're all one, as it were, depth of field again. So, obviously, a horrible situation for anyone, but think of this story. What would their solution be? Anyone who has seen them, why on earth would they ever fabricate a story about 2 children going missing? Who in their right mind would be that weird? Well, I agree. What solution? Same solution as Martin Hepp. Have we still got that story up? Paul Het, as is the is going on about how he was failed. Is this his company, I wonder? I'm pretty sure, yeah, here we go. How he was talking about how the MI5 failed him. Let's see, boyfriend of In Touch and Tribute. Mum who lost son praises very special William and Kate. Yeah, of course you would. If you had a chance to talk to the press over the death of your child, you would take that opportunity to say how great Kate and William are. Yeah, apparently Paul Het complained that he was let down by the MI5, as we had in the story earlier. This is him here. And yeah, if you've ever seen Martin Het in some of these videos, yeah, TRANNY alert is all I can say. Okay, people, we've got about 5-10 minutes before I'm going to have to shut this stream down. Susan, Linda, and KG are the only people that have commented tonight in the live chat. Thank you very much. I did have to start slightly earlier tonight, but yeah, thank you for taking the time to comment in the live chat. I'll probably be back. I should be back next week. Yeah, thanks for taking the time to tune in. All right, I'm gonna end the stream now. Okay, bye. Let me just say. Yeah, my thanks to Linda Mack for supporting me over on Patreon. If you want to check me out on that platform, you can by scanning the QR code. Yeah, Linda's over there. There is another way you can support this channel and help maybe reach out to a slightly wider audience, and that would be by hitting the thumbs up button. Therefore, it would show up on YouTube's algorithm that videos you like, which have been liked by other people, it can be recommended onto them. Yeah, that would be very kind of you. Even if you feel like sharing it on social media, why not? Okay, thanks everyone, and finishing a fair bit earlier tonight, of course, but yeah, needs must. Alright, I will wish you all a very good night, and I'll be back at some point, guys. Good night.